Hi everyone out there, welcome once again to the Whiskey Anonymous podcast. You got Frank here, and you have
Leonard,
our co-host, and special guest from Scotland,
Hamish Torrie,
and for our local special guest we have
Johnson, Raj,
and on the other side,
Chewy.
Alright, and this is whiskey number 3 out of our Ardbeg lineup. This is the Corryvreckan.
Yeah.
Corryvreckan. Could you tell us a little bit more about this fine whiskey?
Well, the Corryvreckan, basically, again, we do lots and lots of experiments in the distillery, and we carry on doing that, and have done for many years. And Corryvreckan goes way back, 2001, 2002, where lots of experiments going on, different types of casks, and what Bill and his team came up with was this idea of a really big dram, but something which would be different from, say, the Tarry Rope Smoked Fish of 10 years old, the Ugadal, which is this sherry, and then something else. I personally, because I was in charge of the brand at the time, I wanted three core expressions which we could have on tap all the time. Because actually, up to that point, we've been balancing our uneven stock profile right up to 2008, with different whiskies fitting the role. I mean, when we first started, we only had a 17-year-old, for instance. Then that ran out, and then we did Ardbeg Beast. So I was very keen to get a core range of whiskies, which were typically Ardbeg, but different in style. And of course, the Corryvreckan joined the range in 2008 or 9, I think. I can't remember. But do you know what we did first? We actually created a committee only to test it. So we actually did, as it were, a test on our fans to see what they thought. And Corryvreckan we introduced as a committee only bottle. And if you see a committee bottle, it's got a pale cream label, and it looks like it's a work in progress. And literally at that time it was a work in progress. Yeah. In effect, we decided that we would just do this as a limited bottle. But it was so successful that we decided to carry on and eventually join the range. And the key point about Corryvreckan is that, let's start with the strength. It's 57.1% alcohol.
Yeah.
So you've got something which in our little proof system is over 100 proof. And is a big dram. But at the heart of it, what we did was we took normal Ardbeg, matured in bourbon barrels, and we combined it with some Ardbeg from an experiment that the creation team had started around about 2001, which was basically Ardbeg maturing in new French oak.
New French oak?
Yeah. And when you taste this whiskey, you're going to get two things. One is you're going to get a very big, strong blast of what I call hot chili, cayenne pepper, Tabasco. Okay? And we've tasted it. But on the nose, it still looks, it's peaty, smoky. It's quite actually gentle on the peat, quite gentle on the smokiness, and there's a bit of seaweed brininess in there. But it's also got a little strange sort of fruitiness.
Yeah, it's fresh though.
Yeah, it's very fresh.
Yeah, fresh.
Very fresh.
Yeah.
And of course, like all Ardbeg, it's non-chill filtered.
Right.
For extra texture and mouthfeel. And you can see the legs snaking down the side of the glass. And it's slightly darker than our 10-year-old.
It is, I was noticing that.
And basically, what we have here is a fantastic, big, powerful Ardbeg, but like all Ardbeg, it sort of sweetly gets you in the end. But
beautiful.
yeah, but you can smell the alcohol.
Yeah, it's there.
So you're not. This is not 10-year-old territory. You're into something else. It's not even Ugadal.
No.
Where Ugadal, you get that lovely sort of sweetness popping out of the thing. It's actually quite sort of. It's definitely for me seaweedy, briny, but it's got a sort of underlying power just about to get out, And the only thing I can suggest is we taste it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to argue.
So that's a higher proportion of sherry.
No, there's no sherry.
No sherry in this one.
No, so it's new French oak and bourbon maturation. And the new French oak gives you pepper, Tabasco, all these hot flavors.
Right.
But it also gives you an underlying fruitiness as well.
Yeah.
So let's.
And a lot of bitterness too, I think.
Yeah.
You can smell it.
Yeah, I'm actually on the side with Johnson. I thought there would have been sherry because it's kind of sweet.
Right.
Yeah. So let's have a taste.
That chili pepper.
Ooh.
Wow.
Beautifully chewy.
I just became a
And I don't
man.
mean like chewy.
I just turned
I
into a
mean
man.
Chewy, that's
I
a
just turned
chewy.
into a man.
Yeah. Yeah, this will put hair on your nether regions.
There's a nice pucker to it.
So you get that lovely prickle on your tongue,
Now it's hot in here.
and it's all there at the front of your mouth, but then gradually, as it gets to the back of your mouth, it starts to soften down and become rather appealing. So you've got what is this at the front, and then it just gets lovely and soft and chewy,
Chewy.
and mouth coating, and just lovely and rich too at the end. So I personally, I know the committee love Ugadal, but this one must be up there.
No, it has to be.
In terms of it. But it's taking the full power of strength and the full power of and the partial maturation part of new French oak, combining it with bourbon. So you've got that sort of seaweedy normal Ardbeg behind it, but you've also got this fantastic prickle.
Yes.
And at the end, it's almost like a sort of blueberry fruitiness. So
I was just going to ask one thing you were talking about, Hamish, really quick before I forget, about your committee.
yeah.
The Ardbeg committee. You were saying that you sometimes have releases
Yes.
that were made for the committee.
Yes.
And I want to bring up, because 21 was one of those things I was reading about. They said it was a committee. I wasn't certain if they said it was a committee release
No, it
or
wasn't.
committee reserve.
No. It was never a committee release.
Okay.
21-year-old was some rare stock will be kept aside.
But is there a difference between the two? I was going to say, do you have a committee
Well, generally,
reserve as well?
we've since the first committee bottlings we did were way back when we did a very young Ardbeg. We put a great full discussion across the label because this was 5-year-old Ardbeg back in the days. When we were challenging the conventions of whiskey, saying that age doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And we put a big, huge full discussion across it, and that full discussion on the label became a sort of mantra for us that we're telling you, Mr. Committee Member, that this is an opportunity. What do you think?
Yeah, okay.
So right from we launched the committee in 2000, and it was all about involving them in the build up of the distillery. And boy, did they give us opinions. So we sort of when we go out with a whiskey, we know damn well it's got to be the ultimate, or else we're toast.
Fair enough. I mean, would you guys say? I mean, I could maybe say this but about leading the way for non-age statement whiskeys, which have really made like not a comeback, but just it's really like opened up big time. It exploded.
Absolutely.
Non-age statements.
Well, I'd like to say we were the first because we had to.
Yeah, I had no choice.
Necessity is the mother of invention.
Right.
And when we were looking into our Ardbeg, having bought the distillery in '97, by 2002, 2003, people were starting to say, "What does your Ardbeg taste like?" And I remember one day being at the distillery, and we were tasting some Ardbeg out of the cask, and this was 5-year-old Ardbeg. And we were going, "This is gorgeous," and we all said, "Let's bottle it." And that's how we started with Very Young Ardbeg. And Very Young Ardbeg was a deliberate attempt to show the committee work in progress, but also that whiskey didn't have to be old to be good, because you can actually get beautiful whiskies.
Yeah.
If you've got the best barrels and the best distillation, you can actually have very great fun with young whiskey. And we've out of that came this thought, particularly when we launched Ugadal, we couldn't put an age statement.
No.
Because we were balancing lots of different styles of glass. So we started down a non-aged strategy, not because we wanted to do non-aged gratuitously because it was non-aged.
Right.
We started because out of necessity, and we've carried on ever since. And actually, what it does is it gives the distiller a huge amount of flexibility.
Yeah.
As long as you deliver the style that you set out to do, and you deliver it consistently, you then carry on. I mean, you know, there's different ages and styles in Ugadal, and also in this lovely Corryvreckan, there are different ages of styles. It's not usually old.
No.
It's not usually young.
It doesn't have to be. I mean, I guess especially in Asia, there's a misconception about age means better, which obviously it doesn't.
And some distilleries are known for very fast maturation. So, for instance, our sister distillery, Glenmorangie, it is a well-known fact that Glenmorangie just matures very quickly.
Oh,
right?
right.
Because of the delicacy and the fragrance and the spirit.
Right.
It matures very fast. So the perfect Glenmorangie is a really good example. It's between 10 and 12 years old.
Right.
That's its optimum.
Yeah, I mean, with bourbons, I think it's like 7 to 10 years.
Yes, is
Awesome.
it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, 8. Yeah, after
After 8, it gets a little.
it starts already.
What it starts getting woody or
Yeah, it's sort of. I mean, you have a lot of wood, and bourbons are supposed to naturally be sweet.
And plus, at the same time, being where Kentucky, where it is, or Tennessee.
Okay, the temperature is temperature does have a difference.
Yes.
We got the summer heat.
Yeah, I mean, even with say Cavalan,
Yeah.
they're looking at there are no age statements, but they're looking because it's hot. You're looking at 6 years. Yeah. So I mean, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
But this goes to show you, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter what age it is, as long as the whiskey is beautiful in flavor, then why not?
And you've got to appreciate the skill in the distillation, the skill in the distiller putting together, marrying together different ages and styles to
Yeah.
create an identity, right? I mean, we as human beings, we are all polyglots.
Yes.
We are all a mix of different people.
I know I do.
So why can't you do that with whiskey?
So Hamish, by using the differential, what flavors or characters do you get?
Well, you're getting that prickle, that Tabasco chili prickle, but you're also getting the fruitiness that comes through in the taste as well. And again, it's about balance. It's not about balance. It's not about overdoing it. You wrap it in this bourbon normal Ardbeg maturation, but you just get that distinctiveness. And if you, as we just can do, if you compare it against Ugadal or Tiggers, you can see the difference that the new French oak gives to it. So but again, it's not a huge proportion of the overall mix, but it's enough to make you. And also, I think because it's got a high strength, that also accentuates the difference.
How big is the French dog? How many liters do you
I think they're. Oh gosh, I think they're. Sorry, I can't remember.
No, it's alright.
Are you using, since Ardbeg now is owned by LB, using the same barrel that you use for cognac?
No. I mean, it is European oak.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's French oak, but no, we have our own. We have our own supply line, completely separate. Completely separate to the wine side of LVMH. Totally separate. So, and these are relationships that we've built up over many years with these cask suppliers. So, no, it's completely separate. We have our own. I mean, being part of LVMH is fantastic. It's a hugely successful group, but their ethos is you do what you think is best. Right? You are the masters of your own destiny. Don't come to us for advice. You get on and do what you do. Right? So we have a completely different. We are, our own company. But we are.
It's under the umbrella.
We're under an umbrella, and we have great fun meeting our colleagues from the Vertigo, Mojishon, all those fantastic, beautiful wines, which we all love too. But when it comes to it, you are the masters of your own destiny. You do what you have to do to make Ardbeg and Glenmorangie successful. So, sort of, joining up supply chains and that sort of thing. Glenmorangie, Ardbeg, you do what you do.
And since Hamish, you're here, and we met last year.
Yes,
So now,
pleasure,
when our
for the first
voice
time.
meet again, it's quite good to know that the background of our Corryvreckan and Ugadal.
Yeah.
How about the future release of Ardbeg.
Oh yes.
Tell us a
Yeah.
secret.
Yeah, he does anything that
Should I get sacked tomorrow? No. No. All I can say is that you know, and it's with support, gentlemen like yourselves and the fans out there, that we can sit here today talking about the future with real confidence.
Right.
It's really important.
Yeah, of course.
And we have, as I said, I keep saying in these tastings that we have a whole load of experiments going on now, right? Which may or may not see the light of day. But what I can tell you is that there will be an expanded range of Ardbeg, right? When we get the right sort of capacity balance. Because, to be frank, I mean,
Unfrank, by the way.
well, to be Hamish, you know, we have a fantastic range in 10 years old Ardbeg and Corryvreckan.
Right.
But actually, we can expand our footprint a bit further, right, into the future, and we will certainly do that. What we do every year for our core fans is produce a limited edition.
Okay.
And that's something we may come on to talk about in a second. But the core point is that you know, the 20 years of nurturing Ardbeg back to life, we're in a very, very strong position now, and we can start building age expressions. We can start building. But I promise you, we're working on a 10, 15-year cycle. So we're trying to sort out supply for the year 2025, 28 now, and it's the planning that goes into this is amazing, and it's also dependent on our whiskey team to keep coming up with new ideas, and also obeying the laws of Scotch whisky.
Right. Yeah. And
It's a beautiful constraint, to put it that way.
and what keeps Ardbeg Ardbeg? You don't want to go outside that range either.
It has to be, when you come down, and Johnson, you said you were at the distillery a few weeks ago, when you come down there, you're actually sort of reaffirming your faith in this distillery.
Right.
And we are not going to do anything to disavow that.
Yeah.
And I've been to a lot of distilleries in
Yes.
Scotland.
Okay.
And I can say that the tour guide that explained about Ardbeg is fascinating.
Fantastic.
There you
Oh,
go.
He explained it very well.
That's great, and a lot of them are, a lot of the guys, they're young and they're learning fast, and we're like a sort of a factory producing future talent in a way, because they actually get passionate about it too, and a lot of them go on, you know, move off the island and go on to great careers, and many join the whiskey industry doing in other companies. Fantastic.
Well, anyways, guys, let's finish this up so we could go ahead and move on to our very last and special whiskey.
You gonna do your thumbs up?
Thumbs up? Yeah. Hey. All
Well,
right.
that's two's all right. Yeah,
it is.
Are my favorite.
Well, there you go.
There we go.
So Leonard, how do you compare with Corryvreckan? Which one do you like?
I love the Corryvreckan. I think I love the freshness complements the sweetness in this.
Yeah.
Because the Ardbeg to me has a more classic sherry sweetness, so it's a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
This one just has a brightness that complements it with the peat. And look, I finished mine before it's over, and I keep trying to reflexively drink more.
This is something
I'll pour you some more.
different. This is something different. Because normally I can differentiate malt sweetness and sherry sweetness, but this one it's sweeter than Ardbeg.
Yeah.
For you it is.
But it's something different that I cannot pinpoint exactly.
It's almost like it's coming from the wood.
Well, it's the new French
almost.
oak.
Yeah, it's almost like it's sweetness from the wood.
It also has some
And it is.
bitterness, but it's dry.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not as oily.
And with the bitterness.
Well, you call it bitter, I call it prickle. Prickle. It sort of dances on your tongue. And I don't get bitterness at the end. I get chewy fruitiness.
That's what she said. Yeah.
It's something
Chocolate,
different.
maybe it's a dark, there's something dark and chocolate.
At the very, yeah.
It's more like a chili.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
the,
let's.
the finish of a chili.
Yeah.
Rather than the finish of like a hot.
I mean, chilies have sweetness in them.
Yeah,
True. Well, let's finish this because we have one more whiskey to go.
Once again, this is Frank with the Whiskey Anonymous podcast video channel. Stay tuned for our next whiskey. Thank you very much, guys.